Hello everyone, my name is Anurantha, the author of Walter Springland. After watching the video from the previous step, learning the basic information of what makes a story great is only half of how to write a good book. Even if authors needed all the fundamentals they needed the most out of their writing knowledge, guess what? They could still have mediocre books at the end. How is that possible? Here's why. Knowing the basic information of story elements doesn't mean it makes the book an instant masterpiece without even trying. It needs to naturally progress by brainstorming these ideas, outlining these ideas, and writing in their books, except that these story concepts based from the author's head knowledge in mind needs to be properly executed in a way of practicing their writing craft. So, how do you gain even more experience beyond just information? Which brings us to step number 4. Keep reading more books and keep on writing. It's a very simple step. This happens by reading a book, by reading a lot of books. The more you read more books, the more you understand the clear context of how the story functions. As J.K. Rowling once says, read as much book as you can. That's the best way to recognize good and bad writing. It's a career with a lot of knockbacks, but the rewards are huge. I'm not saying that writing tips is useless to the writing process. It still is useful at the end of the day. But the point is, reading a book and writing a book as a hobby is the only learning curve of how to write a good book. No matter how much passion and theory crafting knowledge authors have under their belt, they could still have bad books in the past, as well as few good books in their lifetimes, because they kept reading, writing, and publishing much book as they can as a base to make a successful book. I know it sounds like a bumpy road for most authors who experience writing differently, but to me personally, I persevere myself that my next book, after first or second, would be a huge payoff at the end, no matter whether my writing will either end up good or average. When I read the author's writing in books like Harry Potter or Trials of Apollo, I was like, oh, I didn't know you can make the protagonist narrate the story itself in a first-person view rather than an omniscient narrator, things like that. To clarify this point, the more you try, the more you know. In the next video, I'll discuss step number 5, and I'll see you there. Bye!